Back out in Biloxi, Mississippi at MGM Park, Melanie Newman for the Mobile Bay Bears. I'm joined by the voice of the Biloxi Shuckers, Chris Harris. Chris, thank you for joining us.
Nice looking up at you, yeah.
So now, Chris, you're coming home after 54 games on the road, and you're getting ready to wrap up this first home series you've ever had. Explain what it was like to have so many road games.
It was crazy. I mean, it hasn't happened in minor league baseball, but just a handful of times, and it was something you couldn't prepare for. You know, a brand new franchise, pretty much brand new staff with a team moving from Huntsville. There were just so many variables going into it. I took the job in February, and one of the first things that we kind of did as a handful of people in our staff at that time was just figure out can we put a team on the road for 2 months, make it work logistically with the Milwaukee Brewers, with minor league baseball, with the Southern League, and we put together a plan, and everybody was on board with it. And for the most part, everything went phenomenal. I mean, there was a lot of inconveniences. The players had to be inconvenienced with living out of basically one suitcase, maybe two. It's been a wild ride. I mean, you know, ESPN came on board. How that all happened? I mean, we had an AP writer from the Mississippi AP come and talk to us and visit with some of the players during the opening road trip in Pensacola. That story got taken by storm, and everybody picked up on it nationally. We had a writer, David Fleming, with ESPN the magazine, come down on a recon mission during our Meet the Players on April 14th, and they figured it was a little bit newsworthy, so they put together a plan in Bristol, and we've had 3 mini-series on ESPN about the road trip. The guys just ate it up. There'll be a nice spread and maybe 2 editions of ESPN the magazine about it. So it's been a wild ride. It was great to get home. We got in at 4 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning from Birmingham. Bus pulled up. Guys just kind of raised up. And, of course, this is on a bus that has 10 rows of seats packed with bags because we lost our Penske truck that was traveling behind us that carried all of our baseball stuff. So all of our personal stuff and the baseball stuff had to go on the bus, and we didn't have enough room. So guys are in like little caves all over the bus. But when we start pulling in, we see the Beau Rivage in the distance, and the lights were on. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. We're dead tired, but it was just like, wow, just like catch your breath. We're here. And then Saturday night was pretty magical.
So now there's always this whole talk of home field advantage. The Shuckers are in clear control right now for the division. Magic number is dwindling down as they head into the conclusion of the first half. What's your take on that?
I mean, it just shows the resiliency of this club. To play that many games on the road, to go through what they had to, and to have the best record in the Southern League, 36-22 at the moment, 14 games above 500. The magic number is getting lower. I mean, that just adds to the Hollywood-esque story that this is. I mean, everything has literally come together, and I mean, there's so many great young prospects on this team, and great character guys too. I mean, they couldn't have made it through what they did with all the things that were, and I use the word inconvenienced, and hold together as a team. No internal, raucous fights. There was none of that. I mean, these guys really truly love each other. And they've built off that team chemistry that you don't usually see in minor league baseball, and it's resulted in what you've seen on the field.
And now talking about some of those top prospects, you've already had one, Tyler Wagner, who had a brief trip up to Milwaukee. How much different is it to juggle roster moves when you don't have a home?
Well, you know what? We didn't have many roster moves through the whole process, so that was good. Probably the fewest in the league, so that was nice. Tyler got to make his major league debut. That was a moment in the clubhouse. That was actually the moment right before we found out we weren't going to be able to get in on June the 6th. And then he said, we're going to end up going back to Huntsville for June 6th, that series. And guys are just like, oh my gosh, is this happening right now? And then he says, I got one more announcement to make. You guys have played extremely well this year. Many of you guys are going to play in the big leagues, and one of you guys is going to be starting in the major leagues on Sunday. This is on a Friday when we're in Chattanooga. And he said, let's give it up for Mr. Wagner, and the guys in the corner crying, So it was only one start, but it was fun for him. And like you said, there's a lot of guys on this club going to play in the big leagues.
So now you have to turn around and prepare to go back on the road again. How bittersweet is that?
What time's the bus tomorrow? I don't know. We're playing the Braves, to be able to celebrate a first-half title. I was a part of one in 2012 with the Jackson Generals. We clinched on the road in Jacksonville. You guys have celebrated championships, You guys beat Jackson in 2012, won a title in 11, been to the playoffs every single year. So there's something special about that, and it would be kind of cool to do it here at home in front of these fans who have been. You've seen it; they're into every single pitch, and that's so cool. But we'll definitely celebrate maybe a second time when we get back home if we do it on the road.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing that celebration with you guys. Congratulations again, and thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Again, this is Melanie Newman with the Biloxi broadcaster Chris Harris. When we come back, Justin Baker will have first pitch for you between the Biloxi Shuckers and the Mobile Bay Bears.